Well, India had staged a fight back in the first test at Adelaide. The Indian team ended the third day's play at 369 runs for the loss of 5 wickets and are still 148 runs behind Australia. The star performer of the day was, of course, Virat Kohli, who scored 115 runs, becoming the fourth Indian to score 100 in his first test as captain. To talk more about the match, we have Saurav Ganguly and Nikhil Chopra in the studio. All right, Nikhil, in 2003, India were chasing 550 against Australia and they managed to do it. Does it look doable today as well?
Well, importantly, the start has been phenomenal. You know, the comeback, the way the batsmen all have got starts. Virat Kohli going out there and converting that start that he's got a good 100 to his name. But all the other batsmen, you know, at least were not perturbed or disturbed by the short pitch stuff. So I'd say they've, you know, on their way to getting a decent enough target. But since Dada's here, let me ask Dada, what do you make of at least the opening stand against the new ball? We all know that Australian conditions could be a little intimidating. But I guess Shikhar as well as Murali Vijay handled the new ball pretty well.
Yeah, they did. It was a good batting surface and there wasn't any movement. So I thought they played exceptionally well. Shikhar was unfortunate that he got dismissed. Overall, Indian batting has been very good. Virat Kohli, magnificent 100. Pujara played well. Ajinkya Rahane played well. Rohit Sharma has got a start. So it's been a very good display of batting by the Indians on a good batting surface.
Well, Dada, you talk about good batting surface, but then at least the way the Indian batsmen have made a comeback, you wouldn't raise your finger at the Indian bowling attack a little too much because there's hardly anything in the track.
Yeah, it's a flat pitch, there's no doubt about it, and it was hard work for the bowlers. I don't think the Australian bowlers also bowled very well. I don't think the Australian bowlers showed the intensity and the aggression which you normally see with Australian cricket. I think they're still recovering from Philip Hughes's sad demise. You can see the body language. They've all been a bit down. They've not been up and fighting as you normally see Australian cricket to be especially in their own backyard. So yes, from both the sides, the bowling performance hasn't been great. But I just felt Australia bowled a little better than what India did.
Well, Dada, you talk about aggression and you talk about Philip Hughes. You could clearly see the body language of the Australians. As soon as Virat Kohli got hit on the head with that bouncer, you could see every Australian player was around Virat Kohli asking him whether he was okay or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And you should have seen the face of Mitchell Johnson. Once he turned around and he was walking back to his run-up with Michael Clarke behind him. You know, you could see it on his face that it's such a deep scar inside him, and he was actually scared whether Virat Kohli would be all right or not. So this is going to be around for a while, and it'll take time to settle down. So you could see that why they were worried when the ball hit Virat Kohli's head.
Now we're talking about Nathan Lyon, the off spinner, picking up 2 wickets. He's getting plenty of purchase from that track. I hope this is the start of the new test series. I hope we can learn from our mistakes from England. No signs of worry that another off spinner will come and trouble the Indian batsman like Moeen Ali did to us in England.
Yeah, he did. I thought he bowled well. The Moeen Ali, not only did Moeen Ali bowl well, I think he was supported by the fast bowlers from the other end as well, which has not been the case for Australia in this test match. And I thought Indians have batted better than what they did in England in this test match in Adelaide. Nathan Lyon definitely got the ball to turn a lot more than Moeen Ali. He got the ball to bounce a lot more than Moeen Ali. But he hasn't got 5 wickets. Still at the end of the day, he finished with 2 wickets. And if he doesn't get enough support from the other fast bowlers, I don't think he alone can win a test match for Australia. So the entire group as a bowling unit has to bowl well if they have to get India out twice on this surface or in any other surface in the next 3 test matches.
Are you surprised at the kind of track that we've seen at Adelaide, Dada, that we understand good batting condition, abrasive pitch, but there's hardly been any sign of any reverse swing for either of the sides. Indian bowlers were bowling, there was hardly any reverse swing. Even the Australians, with a slightly older ball, there's hardly any sign of any reverse swing.
See, the ground is so lush green, so it's very difficult for the bowlers to get the reverse swing going very quickly, and this Kookaburra ball doesn't get rough very easily. So it was hard work for the bowlers. I don't think the Australian bowlers bowled a good line. They bowled too straight to the Indian batsman, and if you bowl too straight to the Indian batsman, they will go for plenty. In spite of all that, you have to give credit to the way India batted. After that battering in England, they've found a way to remove the scar, although it's still early in this test match. We were sitting after the Lord's test match in England and hoping India would win the series, and then we saw what happened after that. They lost back-to-back 3 test matches. So we'll have to wait and see whether this is just one-off test match or whether it's the beginning of something good.
Dada, you're perhaps the best captain that Team India has had. What do you make of Virat Kohli's first impression?
Very good, because he was under pressure when he came out to bat, captaining India for the first time in test matches. He knows Dhoni will take over from Brisbane, and it was a very crucial situation of the test match. Australia got 500 and he stood up and got a test 100. His 7th test 100 in Australia is in his career, his 2nd test 100 in Australia, and it speaks volumes of his ability. For me, Virat Kohli is terrific. When you watch him on the field, you see the passion, you see the fight, you see the hunger to succeed, and that's what you see in a player. He's a class act. And for me, he will go on to play for India for a long time. And it's always a pleasure seeing him play the game, because you always want to see an athlete who wants to win. You always want to see a cricketer who wants to give his best for the country, and he's one of them.
Nikhil, what do you make of his reaction immediately after he scored the 100? You were saying that he's a young captain, and you pretty much reflect what Dada just said there.
Absolutely. You talk about passion. He wants that job. He wants to go out there, do well for his country. He wants to, get as many runs as possible to put Team India out in the forefront. You clearly see the passion. He's the test captain for even that just one test match. Like Dada said, Mahendra Singh Dhoni takes over, but you can probably see in his action that he's so desperate, wanting to win this test match. He wants to leave a mark as a test captain.
Dada, we also saw that little scare with Virat Kohli. Do you think what has happened the past few weeks is also reflecting on really this game?
Yeah, it is, and I saw it from the body language of the Australian fast bowlers. It's not the Australian quicks you know about who run in, hit the deck hard. Even Mitchell Johnson, who's one of the fastest bowlers in the world at the moment, you could see the body language when he hit Virat Kohli. See, they are human beings, and what's happened to them is very sad. It's left a massive scar in their minds and in their heart to see one of their own, their very dear friend, being not with them anymore, being hit on the cricket field by a bouncer. So it's very natural that they would be very tentative. It's going to take time. It's going to take its own pace before they completely get rid of it. And that's what we saw from the Australians. It's not the aggression which we are used to seeing in Australian fast bowlers.
Now, you're talking about aggression, it's going to take a while, like you said, fair enough. But as long as they're out there playing in the spirit of the game, Mitchell Johnson bowling a bouncer, Virat Kohli getting hit, or any other batsman getting hit, it'll leave some sort of scar, and it'll take time unless you keep playing continuously, and that's, as a fast bowler, you probably leave it behind. But the important thing is you need to keep, as a fast bowler, coming and bowling those bouncers, isn't it?
Yes, I think they've done it, but they've not done it enough, which you normally see in an Australian fast bowling attack, because they've actually had 5 fast bowlers: Watson, Mitchell Marsh, and then Siddle, Harris, and Mitchell Johnson. Virat Kohli just got 2 bounces in his entire innings from Mitchell Johnson, which is not something which you normally see with him. Being bowling at 150 kilometers an hour. As I said, it's going to take time, and maybe by the end of this test match, or by the next test match, we will be able to see the aggression which we are used to with Australian fast bowling.
All right, Dada, Nikhil, we'll have to leave it at that for now. Thank you very much for joining us. A short break here on Headlines today. We'll be right back with all the other news and updates. Stay with us.